Sun Sheng, September 2015. Part 2: The exercises, practice and methodology. Most of the exercises are based on the traditional Chinese medicine theory but have been seen in the Taoist and Buddhist religions. I believe that those methods were invented and developed before there were such religions in the world and collected by these religions to become a part of their practice. However, religion is important in this discussion. Broadly speaking, religion is a trust of belief, not only worship Buddha or gods. It is said that you get what you believed. If you believe in something, you might be able to get it or might not be, but if you do not even believe it, you will never get it. The same reason that if you wish to gain from the exercise you are taking, you would have to trust such exercise and believe it can bring you the promised things within it. For example, if you are exercising Taiji Quan, then you must trust Taiji Quan can bring you inner chi, inner force and certain abnormal capabilities it mentioned. If you are exercising Kundalini Yoga, you must believe in Kundalini can bring you psychic energy and psychic capabilities it promised. In this case, you do not have to believe in the Buddha religion, but you will have to believe in that there is the life energy called Kundalini or psychic heat in your body and the illumination in your mind. If you have any doubt, you are wasting your time to do so. If you don't even trust the thing you are doing or doubt Taiji Quan or Kundalini can exercise your mind and body to some degree that is above the ordinary people, then your exercise won't make you special. This is not a traditional idea of a religion in such that has a God, Savior and Prophet and their followers with doctrines and disciplines. It is neither a supernatural thing with demons and ghosts. But it is some believe with trust, or you can call it fate. And even if it is not the Western concept of supernatural and delivering supernatural power, it is certainly not ordinary physical sports exercises. It is believed to deliver above normal human power and force. So it is metaphysical concept with above physical force that we should not explain it with science way and not with the supernatural way. Therefore, do not be confused when we are talking about some religious concepts or even some non-scientific metaphysical occultism ideas during the discussion, because they were all the original ideas. I have to deliver them with the exercises methods all together that I cannot ignore them and cannot misinterpret them with the so-called science view. Chapter 4: Meditation Methodologies and Concepts. You might think meditation is just sitting still with nothing in mind. There are many types of methodologies for meditation in the world with serious theories and step-by-step training. It is not that easy. Yes, you can just sit still, think nothing and assume you are doing meditation, but very soon you will find out it is difficult to keep the mind blanked, and that is why ancient people had to invent so many methods for. The brain is the most active part of your body and it is not controllable. Memories in your mind will just jump out one after another by itself, just like the heart jumping and blood floating without human directing. You cannot just simply tell yourselves that I am not thinking and then to shut your mind up. It doesn't work this way. Without any training, and just keep telling yourself to stop thinking cannot make your mind quiet. In the opposite, it will make you crazy. You have to use some methodologies to let your mind calm down. Methodology is not the purpose and not the result. For example, a popular method in Buddhist practice is to mental picture a Buddha statue in your mind, and that can make you concentrate and eventually let your mind stop thinking other things. The purpose is to just let you stop thinking, disregard any religious purpose. In the following discussions, I am not going to teach readers to do meditation step by step. This is not a training book. This is a philosophy book. Therefore, I will use a lot of words to describe the philosophy and methodology of each meditation practice based on the previous chapter's theories, especially Jing Qi Shen. Also, I will do some comparison and relation to each other.
一补亏 restorative.
This is a basic Taoist meditation method for older people who want to start the practice but his age is already old or physically unhealthy. Some people believe that the older or unhealthy people cannot work out very well if they suddenly start to do some mental meditation because they are physically weak. Physical body weakness can affect the mental health, and therefore not only they cannot jump into tennis court or run on the street that they would get a heart attack, but also they are not recommended to suddenly sit down to do deep meditation, that they could be gone crazy and have mental disorder. Believe it or not, I just want to post this idea here in front of all meditation discussions for just be cautious. Restoratives traditionally mean ginseng or so, precious Chinese herbal drugs for older and weak people to make up their health. Taoist believes in the Chinese medicine theory that Jing Qi is the inner drug for restorative. Jing Qi is better than the external restorative herbs. Therefore, the principle of such Taoist restorative meditation exercise is similar to precious drugs. Especially the best inner drug is innate Qi. How to proceed? There are a number of methods and I do not give the complex ones. If you are interested, there are some books of Taoist inner Dan can be read, but there are at least 7 or 8 Taoist fictions in the history. Therefore, I only give one I think is simple and acceptable for most people and do not review those controversial methods. This simple restorative meditation is Dantian Qi Small Universe exercise. I have mentioned the Rendu Small Universe and bottom Dantian storage in the above chapter. The process is to mentally put your concentration in your bottom Dantian. Do not need to picture anything or think about anything complicated, just think about your Dantian. The place to put your attention is somewhat 4 fingers below the navel and slightly attached to the end of vertebral column. You can image it as warming up slowly and a hot spot golden or red color at that space from dark to bright. You must be calm and patient when you are imaging this. If you cannot feel or see these things, do not worry or anxious, just slowly getting there in a very calm state. It is very important to avoid the anxiety in this process, otherwise please stop and go to do something else. When you eventually do feel a real warmness in your Dantian part, you can slowly use your breath to guide this imaged Qi into your Du channel. Qi comes into the end of Du, which is the end of vertebral column, and rise up slowly along Du to the top head, then sink down to the upper Dantian and through the tongue down to the mid Dantian and continue to go down back to the bottom Dantian. This is called a small universe circulation. By doing so, you will be benefit in several ways. One is to clear up the possible blocks in the channels to let your Qi passing them to reach all of your inner organs and your whole body. One more is to boost your Qi and especially the innate Qi. This is a healing process to make you better and stronger physically. And also the process can train your mental concentration capability to prepare for the more advanced meditations. You might have heard Buddhist or some Taoists talked about restorative practice by forbidden sex desire. According to Buddhist, sex desire is a kind of psychology problem and can cause a number of physical diseases. Some Song and Ming dynasty Taoist fictions had adopted Buddhism doctrine as their own rules so that they believed the same thing. Both of them in the past 800 years or so were all against sex desire and believed sex desire is a sin. The current science research shows that testosterone caused by sex desire has negative effects to human longevity. Therefore, the Buddhist opinion is proven correct somewhat. However, this is not really a part of health exercise. It is more like a religion or ethical preaching to those emperors and officials who usually had many women. It was well known that the Song and Ming emperors and their important court officials were dissolute and incompetent and indulged themselves in luxury and excessive pleasure. Therefore, they are very sick and short life longevity. When they asked the monks and Taoists how to keep them with long life, the monks found nothing they could say to them except telling them to reduce their sex life and be kind to their people, therefore they can save their life. This was a very correct advice for nothing, for the emperors would not listen to that and the normal people do not have so many sex activities. I realized that this type of advice once was a mainstream practice for some Taoist fictions, and when I mention the word restorative here, some readers might want to relate to the sex discipline. Therefore it is worth to mention it, but I would not take this as a serious method for heath practice. Restorative means to make up your loss. You have lost a lot of innate Qi when you are aging, as well you lost your reproductive capability. Some confused Tao practitioners mistaken the loss of sex ability as the loss of Qi and recommend people to save their sex activity in order to save their loss, and this is wrong. A human function becomes weak as the presentation in the surface, and the internal reason is the innate Qi dried up. You can't make up your internal loss by just saving the functional activities. You must make new asset internally to make up your loss. This is the Taoist theory of man can always use up his remaining and make up his shortage. If you have remaining of energy in your body, you are allowed to waste some, but don't use too much to become shortage. Once you have shortage, you have to make it up to remain rich. For example, if you have Qi shortage because you are aging, you do Qi universe exercise to make it up. That is a right way to look into it. This restorative is just a preparation process for meditation. If you are young and healthy, you can skip it. But if you are above 40 or weak physically, then you'd better prepare yourselves with this exercise before you move on. 2. Visualization meditation. Visualization is actually the most important and most difficult meditation. All of meditations more or less have visualization exercise. Even though they visualize different objects and some methodologies put more emphasis on object instead of the visualization itself, but you still have to visualize correctly anyway. There are two major types of methodologies of visualization. One is external sense and another is inner sense. External sense is to picture the sense you have seen into your consciousness and memorize this picture or a piece of movie deeply in your mind. Then when you close your eyes you can see it clearly in your consciousness. If you are a religion believer you can picture Buddha or Jesus. If you are not, then you can start from picture something you are the most familiar with, such as your house, the tree in your backyard, the mountain or river or sea outside of your window is the best view, some photos or paintings on your wall that you are seeing every day. But do not want to picture a person you know. It must be something you do not have mental emotion when you see it. Religion visualization actually has some other purpose, not only to train you for concentration. It meant to encourage you to have more respect and to worship the one you have visualized in your mind. That is what I have mentioned before, that they use more emphasis on the object itself. The more serious one is Zongmi Yoga. It is to picture a item that I will discuss this latter in the very advanced methodology chapter. Inner visualization. This is used more often by the traditional Chinese medicine and the Taoists. It is to visualize some part of your own body. The famous Chinese medicine health meditation is to visualize your 5 major internal organs: heart, liver, stomach, lung and kidney in different color of red, green, yellow, white and black. You can picture their shape one by one with the photo of these organs in the medical book as your own inside your body. This is also object-oriented, but instead, you worship your own organ to pray for its health one after another. It was said that some people can see the color changes on the organs. If one color changed from its originally visualized color to some other strange color, it means this organ is disordered and need to see a doctor. I cannot prove it, but this is a popular saying. One more internal visualization is to see your channels and qi storages. One of the basic training for Chinese acupuncture doctors is to visualize the channels and points in their own body. Memorize the 12+8 channels from the textbook and image the qi floating through these channels and each point one after another. It is said that a good doctor can feel the patient's channel and qi movement when he is applying the acupuncture to this person and visualize his one body in the patient's body. This is a co-reaction or similar to telepathy, but it is gained by meditation training, not supernatural. He finds and allocates the right acupuncture point by meditation feeling and response instead of by sight. Even though this is a doctor training, practitioners can adopt this training to train themselves for the self-healing. It is a very good and effective self-healing process. By imaging, you do acupuncture for yourself. Zongmi Kundalini Yoga is doing the same internal visualization to the 3 nadis and 7 chakras. They visualize the central nadi, e.g. central channel, as a red tube or blue tube. The left and right channels are thinner and go side by side with it and meet in the bottom. And then image the air passing through these 3 tubes up and down when they inhale and exhale air. Or inhale air into the left tube, go across the central one and then exhale out of the right one. They image the 7 chakras one after another as different color flowers or umbrellas with a lot of more subchakras. The purpose is not just that. Kundalini Yoga is much more complex. The channels and chakras are just the starting training. I just put here as a part of visualization example. 3. Buddhist psychology and Zen 3-step meditation. Empty your mind, and by emptying your mind you emptied your body and the whole of your existence. I am not existing and never existed. This is the Buddhist psychology and the purpose of Zen. Buddhist psychology is an emotion psychology. Man is an emotional animal. Therefore man has to think, to reason and to have philosophy, otherwise man is an animal. But too much thinking exhausts your mind and too much reasoning makes you worry about everything, every move, and too much worry makes you sick. Therefore, don't worry, be happy, and then you become an animal again. This type of logic goes on, and then finally Buddha said you will have to empty your mind so that you can erase all of your emotion. But how? Erase your mind is just equal to erase your existence. So assuming you are not here in the world but you are still alive. Then who are you? Who am I? Where did I come from and where will I go to? I don't know, so ask Buddha. This is the kind of wisdom of Zen, and there is no solution to it humanly. Therefore, a meditation methodology is established by Buddhism to resolve this problem. At least I have not seen any good solution to the emotion problem so far in the modern psychology. How do you resolve your anger? Just tell yourself don't be angry, is it okay? Usually that is not okay. Tell yourself nothing to be afraid of, just be brave or just ignore it. And then you will be frightened again. Anger and fear are the most popular psychology topics today, and depression is killing young people and old people every day, even more than cancer. Motion and emotion. The Indian wise man had set out to resolve them 2,600 years ago. That tells us it is neither a problem of communism or capitalism nor an issue of Chinese culture or American habit. It is just a universal human problem for as long as the human history. Love, hatreds are emotions, and angry, fear, happy, sad are emotions. Science tells us today emotion can cause the produce of adrenal glands and hormones, and such incretion will strengthen or create more emotion. This is a great discovery, but so what? Some drugs are invented to control the incretion, but people are still gone crazy every day. It looks like the chemicals cannot really resolve everything. In the contrast, I have seen a lot stress relief therapy program with meditation, and the participants are happy. Zen meditation is really not some process to let you calm down to think things over, then leave it or drop it. This is mistaken by psychologists as their psychology analysis type of therapy. You got problem, you talk to a psychologist and she helps you to sort things out, gives you advice and charge you money per hour. Most of the young people are actually getting worse or damaged by these psychologists mentally and never recovered. Some bad professional psychologists even encourage the young people to have hatreds to their parents, bosses, and the society, by using this type of mental redirection to lead them out of their fear. Use hatreds as a mental drug to fix the fear problem is effective, but when the kid walks out of the door, she becomes an animal. So, simply as a human being, you cannot do this type of dark magic profession to kids. In opposite, Buddhists encourage people to have a kind heart, to be nice to other human beings and drop all of the hatreds. The churches in today's modern time teach love people instead of hate people. Use the motion of kindness and love to overcome anger emotion is a nice religion, while even use hatred to overcome fear emotion is an effective psychology therapy method. It is a dark magic. Zen lets people to use love in the heart to start with this mental process. By mentioning the above ideas, we come to the starting point of Zen mythology, to have a kind mind. The first step of Zen practice is a mental training. It is not a resolution just by mental training, but it is an essential step the practitioner has to go. This mental training is very simple but difficult to follow. It is called discipline or commandment. You set a few disciplines for you to commit to. It could be as simple as do not steal, do not lie, do not be fear or angry, love and care your parents and teachers, etc. So, when you have a thought to steal or cheat the others, you have a mental guard to call out a stop. When you start to get angry or hate, have a mental switch to turn it off. And follow this discipline, you can keep a kind heart all the time. Zen says that discipline can lead to calm and calm lead to wisdom illumination. Here, calm is a very high-level mental state called samadhi, the highest state of Zen. Illumination type of wisdom is not just intelligent or wise, it is hard to explain, but it is the word Buddha really means. So we can see that kindness and discipline is the first step and essential to fix your emotional problem and make you calm. To compare today's psychologist practice, it is still much more advanced. We have mentioned earlier the restorative of your body to make you physically ready for meditation, and this discipline is the restorative for you to be prepared mentally. If your body is weak and your mind is full of emotion, you are not ready to do meditation. You must use these two methods to restore yourself to have a better lifestyle. However, this calm is not the so-called true calm. The human emotion will always occur, and you have to always adopt this discipline to keep it out. The so-called calm state is relative, from calm to calm. Therefore, without walk up to the next step, you are still an ordinary person. 3-step Zen: discipline, calm, illumination. Keeping discipline is a process under your control, but calm or not calm is not something you say so. Discipline leads to calm, calm is a result, discipline is a process. Calm cause illumination wisdom, that is one result cause another result, and in between, the process is meditation. By that time you will have the true calm and will not be affected by emotion. To reach the true calm state, the meditation exercise is essential. So this is a very tricky part to understand. Emotion cannot be vanished when you are still alive. Discipline and meditation can make you relatively calm, but it is not true calm. If you are truly lost all the emotion, you shall be dead. If you are still alive and, as you said, healthier than the ordinary people, then you are not dead and you shall have stronger emotion and you will never be calm. Correct, this is an endless circle. You are in this circle going round and round, and if one day you suddenly break this circle, so you win, so that you win a big Zen. Discipline, meditation, calm, emotion, calm again, emotion again until you are illuminated, then you become a Buddha. This is called the famous epiphany. You are suddenly awakening and illuminating. But if you do not want to gamble this type of sudden win, then you should add some other methods together, methods that in the opposite of epiphany, to gain by your real work with effort. You can take a number of other exercises into the circle, such as I have mentioned above, those visualization, channels and chakras and Zhangmi Kundalini Yoga, instead of do nothing. In China it is called the Buddhism Zen and Mi combination exercise. This is more reasonable. But before we go that far, I still need to cover more emotion topic. For now, just remember the discipline, calm and epiphany are the features of Zen. 4. The emotion's subconscious energy. To just backtrack a little from the above section, I want to focus more in this emotion health issue. Emotion is defined as anger, joy, disgust, sadness, and fear lately by psychology. In Huangdi Emperor's Health Bible, the 2,500-year-old traditional Chinese mediation book, it is written that anger hurts liver, joy hurts heart, worry hurts stomach, sadness hurts lung, and fear hurts kidney. So it is anger, joy, worry, sadness, and fear. And these 5 emotions hurt 5 major organ systems respectively. How an emotion hurt an organ? Western medicine and psychology have not mentioned about this, but they point out that emotion has its energy. This energy can make people become more powerful to fight when they are angry and make people run faster when they are fear. So when we say anger hurts liver, means this energy can hurt human himself internally. Anger, for example, the modern psychology says, when people are attacked or so, the will get angry automatically and uncontrollable. This is because at that moment their amygdala releases catecholamines and neurotransmitter automatically, and these things excite human brain to let it get angry instantly. Fine, anyway they cannot control themselves no matter what it is. But it sounds like some exciting uppers and downers. What is up? The energy is up. And if you are sad means the energy is down. And this type of human internal energy sounds familiar to us now that it is qi. In Chinese daily conversation, anger is nu qi. Nu is anger. For text translation, anger is nu is anger. This qi is just a redundant word, but it is using every day. You get angry in Chinese as you produce qi. If you are new to Chinese language, producing qi means exhale air or blow air out of your mouth. But in China it is a very normal daily use language. He is producing qi now and leave him alone. So this qi is not air or gas, it is qi, the anger energy. That means everybody in China knows anger is some energy. Is it a good idea like Zen that you have a discipline of not be angry always? So you will never get such energy. Anger and excited energy is a self-protection automatically, but it hurt you simultaneously. So this kind of energy is not a good one if you do not fight or do not need to fight. If you are a kind person and have a loving heart, you do not need to fight and no chance to get angry and to fight. So you do not hurt people and then you do not have such backfire to hurt your liver. It is a good idea. By reviewing what we have mentioned in the beginning, that Chinese medicine says there is right qi and bad qi, right qi for health and bad qi make you sick. Anger qi is a bad qi. When we are talking about Zen, anger is something like a tiger that you have to avoid. But when we look into me, strangely there is an exercise to use anger to collect energy against cold weather. In a movie we have seen the Shizang monk, called Lama, to put a wet towel on his shoulder and sit on the snow. The Lama can do meditation to dry this icy towel in a short time. This is a secret tantric training that in their daily visualization and breathing exercise, they visualize millions of anger gods, wrathful deities, fly out of their every pore on their skin when they exhale. It is these anger gods to dry the icy towel. I do not know the details about how they can dry it, but the monks themselves do not get angry. It is not because they remember something bad to excite themselves to be very angry and to dry this towel. That is not true. It is the wrathful deities who dry the towel. However, this drying towel show is just to show their capability. Don't take it as a purpose for me yoga. To visualize wrathful deities is really not in order to dry towel, it is a very secret practice for tantric purpose. I just take this show as an example to explain there are some people to make use to the emotion chi for practice. But I would be very careful of this. Without really knowing the tantric secret, I would not practice anger or emotion. I'd rather follow Zen discipline to be calm. Energy, the word I have been avoiding in the whole Part 2 theory discussion if the physics terminology. Chi here is totally metaphysics so far in our discussion. Now I am relating chi into the emotion energy, become physics. This is not going to confuse readers or not to make myself confused. This paragraph is on purposely to relate the metaphysics to physics by regarding to the modern psychology research. But still, I am not going to define this emotion energy as chi. I am only saying this energy can be converted into chi or chi can be converted into such energy. This is not a redundant argument. This is a part of practice. It is a practical issue, instead of theory and philosophy. We can do this in our practical exercise. To be noticed that, from now on in the following chapters, the word energy is going to be used with this given meaning. 5. Subconscious mind power and spirit power. Some book reviews that the emotion power is a part of subconscious mind power. The emotion reaction is subconscious oriented and the energy is the human potential energy released automatically. Subconscious training is to release human potential power. The exercise of Zen and me are actually the ancient Indian subconscious training. Today we are talking about something like increased memory, fast learning, creativity, artistic or athletic power etc. benefit by subconscious training. Buddhists said it is wisdom illumination. I regard the Buddhist idea is a better description. It is not just make you smarter of mind and more powerful of body. A wise man is different from a smart man. This is the spirit power that is beyond the ordinary people's understanding and it is higher level than subconscious and consciousness. I have reviewed the Taoist idea of Yuan-Shin before and that is a right description that subconscious and consciousness are all belongs to Shi-Shin. Yuan-Shin is one level above it. It is the spirit power. The Zen training is a subconscious training. It uses the subconscious exercise to get into another level. This is an interesting training, the discipline, calm, illumination that the 3-step is to use the consciousness to train subconscious as the first step. Practitioners list a number of disciplines in their consciousness such as do not lie, cheat, steal, do not be angry, and nice to people etc. Then whenever these things happen they force themselves to put things under control. It repeats and repeats again and again and becomes a habit. This habit is like a stamp into your subconscious. So the be nice and not angry become a subconscious reaction. Subconscious is rewritable or say revisable. By doing so, you will be calm. Because when your subconscious is trained very well to react every time and on time to stop your emotion from happening, you are calm. When you are calm enough into a very good and comfortable state of mind, like the Zen Samadhi state, your Yuan-Shin starts to show its illumination. Yuan-Shin is innate and cannot be revised as the Shi-Shin subconscious. Yuan-Shin is only shown or hidden. And the illumination is the spirit power to make you become a wise man to have wisdom. It is totally beyond the subconscious power such as better memory or learning power. As a summary to this so-called meditation, the meditation exercise is not just about sit still and think nothing, that is only a rest or deep breath to stabilize yourself. Meditation involves a lot of more contents and ideas within it. So do not be mistaken the concept of meditation. Chapter 5, Zhangni Psychiki,